Did your dad ever become upset and not want to discuss your beliefs?
Oh, before he became a Christian? Oh, yeah, totally. I think I shared this the first night, but what happened was I became a Christian before my senior year in high school, and I became a super Christian. I was a Christian on steroids. I was obnoxiously passionate about my faith, and it was a very uninformed, naive faith, but I wanted to convert the world, and so I wanted to convert my dad, so I began to try to share the gospel with him, and it didn't go very far at all. I mean, he would quickly get mad, and then I sometimes would get mad. And then he turned it around, and he began to he got worried that I was in a cult, and I kind of was. I mean, it was a really kind of a cultic form of Christianity. And so he began to try to argue me out of it. He would come up, he'd read some books, like the Passover Plot, and some of these other books they gave counter explanations for how Christianity was birthed. And so he would try to argue those with me. And none of this went very far. We just locked horns. And so at one point, we came to the conclusion that we just weren't going to talk about it anymore. It just was making life kind of miserable and was unproductive. And so we didn't have many conversations at all over the next 15 or 16 years. Twice I remember bringing it up when we'd visit. I didn't see him that much. I mean, he moved to Florida and maybe once every couple of years. And I would just kind of, I remember one time in his backyard saying, Dad, we haven't talked about this for a while, but we looked at the stars. I said, do you really think they all just came here by chance? I mean, don't you feel like some kind of overwhelming awe? And his response was, here's my dad. God damn it, Greg. We said we weren't going to talk about this bullshit. I mean, that's just my dad. I don't know why. There's no point even discussing this or even thinking about this. Life is what it is. That's my dad, okay? I'm giving a quote there. But it shows you kind of his character. So the letter writing thing, and some of you might want to consider this, I think that worked because it was a little bit more, it put a little distance between us. When you're talking, you're kind of on the spot. You got to come up with things. It's very easy for your amygdala to get activated, and you get defensive, and whatever. But when you write letters, you can think about it. You can take your time. You can deliberate. You're much less on the spot, and so it's easier to keep it sort of about the issue rather than about each other. And so I think that's one of the reasons why it worked much better.